I decided to create a Wynncraft character in Hardcore, Ultimate Iron Man, Hunted, and Craftsman. Literally all difficulties enabled to the maximum. However, Wynncraft's Hardcore mode doesn't actually delete your character upon dying and instead just has you drop some items. But for this challenge, one death means I have to delete my character and start all the way over from the beginning. This is the story of my first attempts in Hardcore Wynncraft. I awoke in the back of a caravan and noticed two horses standing outside, but I didn't like the way they were looking at me. Wow, 50 HP is no joke. Anyways, an NPC was waiting for me up ahead and led me down a trail to a massive gate. And on the other side, I was met with one of the most beautiful areas I had ever seen. Wynncraft is a massive MMORPG fully built within vanilla Minecraft with millions of active players. Their biggest expansion Firma has been in the works for over 7 years, and if you'd like to try it for yourself, you can even log in using my own custom Wynncraft IP, bubblegum.wynncraft.com, which can also be found in the description below. Down the path, I met up with a soldier who gave me a wooden bowl, thanks I guess, but I also got my hands on my very first weapon. Further down, I found myself face to face with the bridge, which unfortunately collapsed a few seconds later. But I then learned that I could apparently use my bow to knock down this tree and make a bridge of my own. Once across, I found a guard who says I couldn't pass unless I have some armor, but he does let me know about a nearby cave where I may be able to find some. To my right was a Grook's cave, and inside I was tasked with slaying 3 chickens, which I of course did pretty easily. For my efforts, I was rewarded with some emeralds and a helmet, which I need to identify before using. And for the small price of just 4 of my emeralds, I was able to turn this thing into a 2-sack, which gives me some extra combat XP and looks kinda stylish, I think. The guard finally opens the gate for me, seeing that I now have some armor, and inside I find myself in a cave with a ton of zombies. A little further, I find what I believe is my first boss fight, but luckily being the pro gamer that I am, I was able to make quick work of it. After meeting the lieutenant in the mines, our group was jumped by this massive goblin, and during this high intensity situation, I was tasked with unlocking my first ability, which is Arrow Bomb. Using this sent the goblin running away, and I then had to chase him down to get the lieutenant back. For defeating him, I was granted an awesome bandana, which is a strict upgrade from my old helmet. However, I would have preferred a different armor piece altogether. After exiting the cave, I found myself nearby the king's castle, and inside, he explains to me what Wynncraft is all about, and that I'll need to do some serious training if I want to stand a chance out there. Through the castle, I met with a beautiful city, and I'm now officially out of the tutorial, at least I think. I ventured out into the plains with the goal of reaching level 5 before progressing forward, but little did I know this would be a very big mistake. After some mindless grinding, I noticed a raid starting, and I figured it wouldn't be too difficult as this is the starting area, or that if it was, I could at least run away if I get low. But well, there goes attempt 1. Okay, new character, punch horse, open the gate, get my weapon, bridge falls down, use the tree as my own bridge, talk to the guard, get my helmet, enter the mines, unlock new ability, chase down the goblin, defeat the goblin, exit the cave, enter the castle, explore the plains, get swarmed by a bunch of pigmen. Okay, let's slow down. I have now died a total of 2 times, meaning 2 characters have been deleted. So attempt 3, I had a different approach, at least kind of. My top priority was of course progressing back to the king's castle, where I could head out into the plains and grind. My goal now is to get a full set of armor because I'm dying way too easily. I ended up dropping not one, but two of these legendary items which need to be identified before use. I managed to identify a few of these cool items and was rewarded with dark iron scrap leggings, an iron sting as my bow, the queen's tiara as my helmet, and a shining cloak as my chestplate. I do have a pair of boots that dropped from a zombie, but I need combat 6 before using them, so I ended up finding a key guardian that dropped a decrypt sewers key, which I do plan on checking out, but it says combat level 8, so I definitely want to be a little more prepared before doing so. Further into the plains, I meet up with Theoric, who asks me to get an energizing mushroom for him, and to do so, I had to take on this tall mushroom guy, which was honestly pretty easy thanks to our legendary bow. I also decided to farm a few more of them just in case I need his mushrooms for something else later. Back on the surface, I deliver Theoric these mushrooms, and he rewards me with a ring, but says I won't be able to use it until I meet up with his brother. Regardless, I meet up with Tasm, and he lets me know that if we want to progress, we're gonna have to go through a spider-infested forest, and well, he definitely wasn't lying about the spider infestation here. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing. I spend a lot of time editing these videos, which hopefully you can tell just by watching. I post here every single Friday, which means I'm editing one of these high quality videos every single week. If you're still watching, there's a good chance you like my content, and subscribing makes sure you'll never miss one of my uploads. It's free and you can always change your mind later. I'm tasked with jumping into a cave to retrieve a medicinal herb, and of course, this place is completely spider infested. Luckily, she goes down quite easily to my bow, and through a tunnel, I can collect the herb that I need. Back on the surface, I give an NPC the herb before one of them takes off to Alekin village. Here, I speak with Mayor Alvin, who asks if we plan on staying, which he assumes we aren't. Our trusty companion Tasm says we should try to help some of the villagers here, so I meet up with someone named Yaya, who seems totally normal by the way. Apparently, the spot he gathers mushrooms at has been completely overrun by spiders, so we're gonna need to clear it out for him. Once at the spot, there's another one of those world events, and this time, I'm going in feeling much more confident. Did I win? Yes! Let's go! I won. I didn't wipe to the event. Thankfully this time around, I was able to win the event and complete Yaya's quest. Or at least, that's what I thought. Yaya comes to inspect the mushrooms before getting jumped by a horde of spiders and said we need to go grab the mayor for some help. He explains we should continue on to a new city named Detlas, which seems like not the best way to help out this kidnapped villager, but oh well. And with that, we've officially arrived in Detlas. That's going to do it for my first attempts at hardcore Wynncraft. This game was surprisingly interesting, and I'm not opposed to playing more of it in the future. All of this gameplay was done on the beta server, meaning my progress won't carry over to the main server, but if you'd like to see more Wynncraft content, definitely let me know down in the comments below. As always, I'd like to give a special thank you to all YouTube channel members and Discord server boosters. Your support means a lot to me and helps make videos like this possible. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.